Have you ever thought to yourself, what could I possibly choose that is the absolute worst investment for me and all of this mountain of money that I have? And you just so happen to think to yourself, man, I really would like to choose the ugliest truck on the road with the worst transmission possible. And then it hits you like a freaking ton of bricks. You know what I need? A second-gen Dodge Cummins. That's what I need. So you buy one. And then from there, you just decide to start throwing your wallet at it. So you do. And it's nothing but problems. So what you do what any normal person would do, and you go and buy a second one. But not just any second one. You buy one with absolutely nothing to it. Behind me is, in fact, a second-gen Dodge Cummins, and this truck is completely rotted out and pretty much beyond repair. I'm sure you could fix it, but I don't want to, because I have a better solution. But before we get into that better solution, I want to show you guys why I say that this truck is absolutely clapped, because it is for several reasons. So as I walk up to this, the very first thing that you are going to notice is obviously we barely have doors on this truck, because they are, in fact, completely gone. Okay, no big deal. Rocker panels? Never heard of her. Cab corners? What the hell are those? Frame? It's okay on this side. Cab mounts? Pfft, who needs them? The bed, however, this is pretty much the only spot in the bed, so we might keep that. It is dented. And the tailgate has some rust. But guess what? Look how easy that thing opens. Because I fixed it. Now, aside from this thing looking like it was charged by a mountain goat, this side also has absolutely no rocker panels. Well, there's still a little bit of the pinch weld left right there, actually. See, oh, yep, and it falls apart, just like I figured it would. However, we're not out of the water yet. Frame, yeah, looks like Swiss cheese in most places. However, this one, still believe it or not, has floors in it. Cab mounts, once again, who needs them? And to top it all off, we have the absolute worst transmission in this thing that you could possibly have in any vehicle on the road, and that would be the infamous 47RE. As you can see, there is no wiggle stick in this truck, and there is about 19 miles of play in the steering wheel, just in typical second-gen fashion. Rip seat, but aside from that, the interior really is not in terrible shape. It does have, once again, the infamous cracked dash of the second gens. This one's not in terrible shape, but it has seen better days. So, I guess that brings us into the second part of the video. I have a surprise for everyone here. Once again, I make terrible financial decisions. And rather than fixing or selling but just buying a new truck, I decided, how can I possibly waste my time in the worst way possible? Well, I think I found a solution for that. And the answer to that one is another second gen. But not just any second gen. Let's just buy only the frame and a cab. Oh, and the best part, NV4500 swap. This is not originally a manual truck. At least the cab wasn't. So upon first inspection, you'll see that this thing is absolutely obliterated in here. And we do have some furry friends in here as well. I think I got most of them out. Not 100% sure. But there she is in all her glory. The wiggle stick without the third pedal. What the hell is going on here? Well, that just means, like I said before, this truck was not originally a 5-speed. This thing was an automatic. And our gauge cluster and column tells us that for sure. So the story on this thing is, this is a 76,000 mile Nevada frame and cab. But I don't really quite believe that. Whether that's true or not, I don't know for sure. But the reason I say that is because this truck, while it is rather clean for its age and what it is, still has rust on it. Now I'm going to show you guys first the actual frame itself, because I know that a lot of these frames are completely rotted out at this point, and they are hard to find in good shape, which is why whenever I seen this one, I had to jump on it.
Oh, would you look at that?
Put that
Just
on.
look at that.
Overall, it's in pretty good shape. It does have an air dog fuel system in it. Do not know what pump is in that. I don't know the gallons per hour. But we will figure that out eventually. I also don't even know if it works. It might not even work. But, like I said, this thing does have its fair share of rust. Now, all of this is going to be getting wire wheeled because I don't want the rust on here. I want to redo the whole frame before I start anything. And before I start anything, I'm going to have to fix this spot right here in the front frame horn section, as they all go there. Everyone knows that. This will be probably coming off and using mine. Stock downpipe and stock exhaust the whole way back. It still has mufflers on it, as you can see. Bam, bam, got mufflers. Now, maybe that's not stock exhaust. I don't really know for sure. Someone correct me down in the comments. I'm sure that someone will be like, that's not stock, that's a 4.5-inch exhaust. Yeah, I don't know, it's still stock to me. We do have probably a shitload of water down in there because no one capped it. And we don't have an emergency brake. That's good for a 5-speed truck. Don't need that anyways. This truck was originally a dually. At least that's what they claim. I don't know if someone swapped it, converted it to a dually or what, because it is a 2500, as you can see. And to my knowledge, I've never seen a 2500 dually. Maybe they're out there and I just don't know about it, but I don't think so. So, like I said before, Nevada cab, Nevada frame. Story goes, the original cab for this truck burnt to the ground, which would make sense as to why we have the 2500 cab on it now, because the 3500 cab was gone and obliterated in a fire. So we take what we can get. Now, while I'm not super thrilled that I traded my Jeep for this, I don't know who would be, I am excited to actually see where it's going to end up. Because it could go somewhere cool. And this might actually turn out really nice. But to take this off the road means that I will be without a truck for a while. So that means we're going to have to bust ass on this and get this done. Also, sorry to all my neighbors around here, because I'm sure they're probably like, what the hell's that kid doing over there? He's got a freaking junkyard. And to that I would say, you're 100% right. I do have a junkyard here. And that's because I have Dodge Rams parked in my driveway. You have that. Well, I think with everything that's at stake, I'm gonna need one of these units. And I'm gonna need some of this stuff here. And now that we got the essentials, let's go hit some of this rust and see what we're working with here. Rust cutter. What the hell is it? Well, if you do any kind of restorations in your garage, odds are you probably have some of this on your shelf. And what this is phosphoric acid, right? Phosphoric acid and citric acid. And what this does actually is it neutralizes the rust and it turns it back to a black oxide metal, which is weldable and paintable at that point. So, long story short, basically what I'm going to do is soak the whole truck with rust cutter and turn all of the rust back into a black oxide metal, and then I'm going to take probably a flap disc and go over all of it and repaint the whole frame once everything is turned back into a solid nice piece of metal. And the reason that I want to do this is because I don't just want to restore the truck, I want to restore the truck. And I mean brand new again is my, well, maybe not brand new, but new to me. New as in it's not a pile of shit anymore, and new to the point of it's not going to look like either of the same trucks by the time that I'm done with this. Now, I'm not 100% sure what my plans are going to be for it, because that black second gen is rocking a 53 block, and any of you second gen guys know that that 53 block is probably junk. However, it does have 250,000 miles on it. So with that being said, I almost think that there isn't going to be a problem with it unless I throw a whole bunch of boost at it and a whole bunch of fuel at it. And from there, it's probably going to get dangerous. But that might be in a later video. We will see. Subaru over there just hanging out. Let's get started. Get out of my way. Okay, so basically, you spray this stuff on really nice and thick. At least I do. I don't know if that's the proper way to do it or not, but I definitely don't have this cap on. So, hold on a second. Where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. Spray this on really nice and thick. Make sure you super coat the metal. Try not to spray any down in your fuel tank. Piper, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come here. Say hi to the camera. Say hi to the camera. You say hi. Good girl. Such a good dog. So yeah, spray, 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 spray everywhere. Make sure that your wrist goes completely numb from spraying this stuff all over the truck. And even if it's black, painted that is, spray it some more. Because the more, the better. In this situation anyways. Now I'm not 100% sure if you're not supposed to get the stuff on your hands. Probably not. I'm doing it anyways. Don't be like me. So yeah, once you spray the outside of the frame and get that all nice and coated up, head to the inside and do the same thing over again, making sure to not miss any point, any portions. Once again, don't spray it in your fuel tank. I'm sure as many of you can tell that there's going to be a lot of work involved in this project. So there's going to be a lot of videos on this project, and I hope to see you guys back at each and every one of them because they're just going to keep getting better and better. I promise you that one. You aren't going to want to miss this because I'm going to make sure that I keep this interesting for you guys, and I'm sure that I'm going to run into quite a few issues with this thing, considering the fact that there has been mice living in this truck for I don't even know how long. I don't know what's going to happen. We might have wiring problems. We might have no issues at all. It might just slap right together and this thing might be done in like a month. I doubt that. But thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you on the next one.